to the African Emergency Room, and thank you for joining us today. There are countries in the world where just with a dial of a particular number, emergency situations can be sorted out. You just get help. Well, that is not so with our own country, our own environment. People go through a lot to get emergencies sorted out. Today we'll be looking at the 3 delays involved in maternal mortality. As we know, Africa, and in particular Nigeria, has the highest rate of maternal mortality in the world. Some statistics will say the second highest, some statistics will give you Nigeria as the highest, and it's actually more in northern Nigeria. So today we want to see why we are so in Africa, and particularly in Nigeria, with this rate of maternal mortality. We're talking about the 3 delays. I'm Dr. Lex, and with me today is Dr. Ogo.
Hello.
And we want to welcome our guest on the studio today to discuss the 3 delays of maternal mortality, Dr. Odaro Uworoya, who has years of experience in obstetrics and gynecology and is in a very good position to tell us more about the 3 delays. Dr. Odaro, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Dr. Odaro, before we begin to talk about these 3 delays, I'd like to ask, what are the obstetric complications that kill women?
Okay. The obstetric complications that kill women are as follows. 1, bleeding during pregnancy, that is before the delivery, during delivery, and after delivery.
Okay.
Another common complication is hypertension in pregnancy, which means raised blood pressure during pregnancy.
Okay.
Then the other ones that also cause maternal mortality, that's maternal deaths, are, we can say, obstructed labor, that is delayed labor. These are the ones that contribute to deaths.
Okay.
Okay, in this increased BP, blood pressure in pregnancies. So you're talking about the preeclampsia and eclampsia,
Yes.
where a woman begins to convulse when she's
Yes.
going to labor or in labor or some minutes after labor.
Yes.
This can be devastating. These are part of the things that kill women.
Yes.
And then the bleeding. Of course, some of them can, if in bad centers or centers that can't really handle their issues, they can actually bleed from a tear or bleed from a uterus that is not relaxed.
Very dangerous.
And
very dangerous.
if there is no...
In fact, that is the commonest cause of maternal death in Nigeria. That's bleeding.
Bleeding.
That's the commonest cause.
Okay, thank you. But how does it relate with these 3 delays? What are these 3 delays and how do they come in curbing maternal death?
Yes, the 3 delays are in 3 phases. Phase 1, which involves the decision to go to the health center. That's the decision to go to the health center. And this is mainly due to gender inferiority. That is, women that do not have independence to make such decisions. In Africa, and more specific, northern Nigeria, women don't make any decisions without their husbands knowing. And we have seen cases where we work in general hospitals where women don't come to the hospital because their husband is not around. Sometimes their husband travels, and sometimes their husband goes somewhere and they can't get in contact with them.
Yeah, I've been in labor ward, and for a particular day in labor ward, about 5 women who came late with their complications. We asked them, why did you just come now? And they would say,
Yes,
my husband traveled. The second person, my husband traveled.
Correct.
So I was wondering, is there a consensus that husbands should travel during their wife's labor?
Maybe they are trying to avoid the expenses.
And then it's a common thing everybody comes to say, my husband traveled, that's why I'm late here. And then, but you're saying here that one of the things in the phase 1 of the 3 delays is women don't take the decision concerning their health. Like, wow, I feel like this. Wow, I'm bleeding. Wow, labor has started. I need to move to the hospital. Oh, my husband traveled. Let me wait for him to come back. Wow.
It's a very common occurrence in our center.
Wow, that's bad. Are there other factors in this first phase?
The other factors is maybe they don't really understand what is happening to them. They don't understand that, wow, this thing is happening to me. I may die. They don't understand the complications. And this is due to lack of antenatal care and lack of antenatal compliance.
Yes, attendance.
Those are the 2 main so because they don't come, and they don't, even if they come, they don't actually listen to the health talks that are given during the antenatal care.
Okay, there are health talks.
Yes, they are.
So women are being taught during antenatal everything they should expect.
Yes, so that they can be able to recognize these complications on time.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. Any other thing in the phase 1, or are we going to phase 2 now?
The other things that are in phase 1 are probably bad experience in health centers. Bad experience in health centers as in the health institutions. when a woman comes to deliver in a health center and she loses that baby due to no fault of hers, she feels that it was the health center that caused her to lose that baby.
Okay.
So the next time, she
She'll
would
be
not want to come.
reluctant.
She'll be reluctant to come.
Okay.
Yeah. Then another thing that is not too common, though it's common here in Northern Nigeria, is the acceptance of maternal death. They believe death during delivery is a normal thing. It's something that they expect it to happen. So when it happens, they are not surprised. So they prefer to deliver at home than even making the decision to go to the hospital. So the woman, so everything is there for the woman not to make that decision.
Okay, there's one funny thing I also know. Sorry, I'm cutting you. There's one funny thing I heard. A woman in labor with some complications, bleeding. The husband was not around, and she didn't want to let the neighbors know because she didn't trust the neighbors' spiritual level and love for her. So they can actually throw CS to her. Yes. Instead of delivering normally, she will go and deliver by CS. So that your neighbors and those who hate you or from your village, they will not throw CS or throw some complication. You know, we have this belief that they can throw something, you know. If I say it in some languages, you will laugh. They throw it. They say they throw it to you so that instead of delivering normally, you end up delivering, and you're not the Hebrew women anymore when you deliver by CS. Okay, but we'll quickly go to the phase 2 delays. But before we do that, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the African ER. Before the break, Dr. Darrow was telling us about phase 1 delays in maternal mortality. Dr. Darrow, what are the other delays?
Yeah, the other delays, one of the phase 2.
Phase 2
is the next step or the next phase. In this phase 2, these are things that prevent the individual from physically getting to the health institution.
Okay.
And most of what causes this, one of the major factors is the availability of transportation.
Okay.
To get a transportation from the house to the hospital. And another thing that is the bad roads, the infrastructures, the road networks, the lights, and this prevent you from getting to the institutions
on time.
And these ones can contribute to maternal mortality.
Okay.
Yeah, and when we're in the hospital, we always see individuals that when they come, we always say, why haven't you come since? They say, one, it started at night. So areas that don't have safe transportation, available at night, they won't be able to come to the hospital on time, especially their own health center.
Okay.
And this can actually cause a lot of damage to the woman before she comes.
Okay.
And most of them, they normally deliver at home, and they deliver at home, they bleed before they come to the hospital.
Okay.
So that's one of the major problems they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there other things in phase 2?
Yeah, the other things in phase 2, maybe the geography of the area. Mountainous areas, it is probably more difficult to come down from the mountain, and the networks and everything is bad generally, but even the weather can actually affect you too.
Okay.
So flooding and all those things can actually prevent you. But it's mainly infrastructures. That's what prevents people from getting.
Okay.
I have a scenario here. During my housemanship, there was a case of a woman who had twins in a health center. She had twin pregnancies. She had been told in a tertiary institution that she was going to have her babies by cesarean section. Okay, but that will make her a Hebrew woman per se.
Yes.
So she went to a health center and had her babies safely. Yes. 2 boys, beautiful boys. But unfortunately, her blood pressure started rising. And then her husband was asked to take her away from there. She was taken to a teaching hospital. Before she got there, she had seizure and had another seizure and became unconscious. At the moment, she needed dialysis, hemodialysis. And they had to transport her from one state to another state. The teaching hospital she had been to did not have the facilities for hemodialysis. Yeah. And the road between these 2 states was very bad. Right. And they had to transport her in the middle of the night to another state for dialysis. Okay, how they got to us where I was working was because after the dialysis, there was no point going back to the other state. They stayed and they came to where I was doing my housemanship. And eventually, we lost that patient.
You can imagine just because of infrastructure, that woman died.
So is that phase 2 delay?
That is phase 2 delay. Part of it, phase 2 delay in, it's like complex combination of everything.
Yeah.
Phase 2 and phase 3
Together.
Which
we'll
will come
go into.
to.
come to later.
Okay, do finances have anything to do with phase 2?
Phase 2.
You know,
Finances
like,
are mainly in phase 1 and phase 2. But generally, it cuts across
All of them.
All
Okay.
of them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Odaru. So what would the phase 3 be this time? Because I'm just looking if we've tackled all these in phase 1 and phase 2.
Phase 3 will mainly be delay in getting the service, the health service, in the health center or the health institution.
Who's to blame this time?
Who's to blame? We are to blame, to be sincere. We, the nurses, the hospital in general, are to blame in that. So normally what happens is that they get to the hospital, something happens, maybe they can't get to see a doctor, maybe there's no nurse available,
Immediately.
There's no nurse available, there's no doctor available, there's no light in the hospital, there's nothing for the doctors to work, there's not enough doctors, there's not enough nurses, there's no, in fact, it's a myriad of problems.
Yeah.
But the main problem is that this occurs in this
In the
hospital.
health center.
Health center. And sometimes these patients go to those health centers, or it's not health centers or health institution. They are not supposed to go there because that place cannot handle that.
Issues.
Yes, they can handle those issues. And again, if they cannot handle the issues, do they have the ambulance to take those people to another
Institution.
to the higher institution, higher health center? They do not. So all these things can cause delay. You can imagine, let's give an instance, a woman bleeding. She's bleeding at home, after delivery at home. She's dizzy. They take her to the hospital. Then get to the hospital, maybe there's no light in the hospital.
Dr. Daro, I'll stop you there. Okay, when we get back, you round off on this phase 3. We'll take a quick break now, and we'll see you soon. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is the African Emergency Room. We've been here with Dr. Odaro Oworia discussing the 3 delays in maternal mortality. We've been through phase 1, phase 2, and we're just about rounding off phase 3 before that break. Dr. Odaro, please finish up with this phase 3.
Yeah, so as I was saying before, a woman that has been bleeding at home comes to the hospital. There's no light, no electricity in the hospital. The nurse is not available. Maybe there wasn't enough. There aren't enough nurses in the health center. Maybe they don't do night shifts there. The doctor is supposed to operate to serve like 3 health centers. Maybe at that night he's not there. So I don't know. And they don't have blood facilities there in that health center.
I mean, blood transfusion
Transfusion in that health center. So that patient has already undergone phase 3 delay because she has not been attended to adequately in that center. So that actually can contribute to that patient dying.
So someone who has tried the best, overcame delay, first phase of delay, overcame second phase of delay, came to the health facility and met the third stage of delay, and to no fault of hers.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Odaro Oworia. Thank you. Thank you for watching so far. As you've heard from our guests today, the 3 delays have contributed so badly in the increase in maternal mortality in our society. But what can you do to avert this? There's a level of what you can do. There's what the government should do for you. But we're more interested in what you can do. You need to register with a health facility for antenatal once you get pregnant. It's very, very important. Our guest has said that women are taught what to expect in pregnancies. Don't see that every pregnancy is the same. No 2 pregnancies are the same. If you had it easy in your first pregnancy, don't joke with the second one. It might not be as the same as the first one. So you need to register for antenatal services and make sure you religiously attend so that they will teach you what to expect, what is show, what is bleeding, all the different things to expect so that you don't say this is that. And this is your body, women. This is your body. You're pregnant. You want the safety of yourself and your baby. When you feel anything that is unusual, even if your husband has traveled, pick yourself up and go to the hospital. Okay? And I'm sure you'll be taught when you're doing your antenatal what hospitals can handle what, so that once you see this happening, there is where you can go. When you see something else happening, there are places you can't take yourself to. The health centers, the primary health centers, are there to guide you through a normal delivery. But once complications set in, you know you shouldn't be there. So in these primary health centers, we should learn how to refer. Referral is a very good thing in medicine. It's a good method of treatment. When you refer somebody to the right place, where one will get care, it's very good. Don't keep people you cannot handle. Refer to the next facilities. And women and husbands, do not think that when they are referring you, they are being wicked to you. They are doing you a great favor. They'll send you to the right place where you get the right help. This is what you can do for yourself. And for our health facilities, let us please upgrade. Have standby generators. Make sure you have blood in the blood banks. I like what they are doing in most hospitals in our society now. You must donate blood before the 8th month of pregnancy, so that there will be no lack by the time you would need it. You may or you may not need it, but we do not do try or luck with human life. The child is important to us as the mother is to us. So take care of yourself. And for the government, we'll continue to say, make these roads work, make transportation available, and one day there might just be an emergency number to call in this country. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, you have contributions, go to theafricaner.com and say what you have to say. We will get right back to you. Thank you and goodbye from me.